Hey, welcome to the end of day 28. That's Lake Elizabeth down there. It's a really nice night. We're kind of high up on the mountain and cowboy camping again. It's going to be nice. No condensation. It's been a really active couple of days. I had to go back to day before yesterday. Uh, got involved in a helicopter rescue. One of the people in my group, a guy named Columbia, started having some really bad pains after our hike. We were headed for Serenity's Oasis in Agua Dulce, and nothing really acute happened to him, but he started feeling like this, what he described as really bad cramping and pain shooting down from his back, down his legs, and it got really bad. At night, we actually went into the Vasquez Rocks State Park, which is a really awesome area full of really cool um, rock formations, famous for many things like where the show MASH was filmed and various Star Trek episodes. And we slept in a cavern. It was really cool. The object of that was we were sleeping there at night so that we could get into Serenity Oasis early in the morning. So to take advantage of all the things that uh, that place offered. And so I went to bed, and he was in a lot of pain and taking every medication we had, basically Benadryls and ibuprofen and Tylenol. Um, I did fall asleep at the beginning, and then woke up probably about 3 a.m. and he was struggling. He was just in misery. And there were four of us camping, and I got up and I said, "Look, you know, we got to do something. Give me the word. I'll run. I'll start running out and try to get 911." And because we were in this pretty narrow canyon, so we had no cell reception. So I knew I'd have to run back down the trail. So he said, "Yeah." He said he couldn't take it anymore. And I got uh, I got another person camping with us, and a little member of our group, Lizard, and I got I got them up, and I said, "Look, we got to go for signal, and I don't know who's going to get signal first." And so ultimately, uh, we just decided we'd each go a separate direction, basically. And Lizard went one way, I went the other. I also, at the same time, Columbia, the guy who was injured, pressed his SOS button on his Garmin, and it wasn't getting signal because we were in the cavern. So I took that. I took his cell phone. I took my cell phone, and so we ran out opposite ways. And in the meantime, just asked Spider, the other guy, to stay with them, stay with Columbia. There's nothing really you can do, but you got to. It's important to always have a person, to stay back. So, as it turns out, Lizard was able to get 911 and then ran back to me just as I was on the phone with 911. At the same time, I had finally gotten a response from the Garmin people. Really slow response, very hesitant to reply. Ultimately, did not help at all. Uh, so was not impressed by the response from that. Um, the 911 operators told Lizard to meet them at the entrance. So she just basically did a 3:30 a.m. trail run in sandals down a trail with a bunch of creeks and stuff, and ran out to the entrance of the park to direct the people. And there was some communication confusion, and a helicopter was called because there's no way that he could walk out. There's no way a rescue crew was going to walk down this trail with a backboard or whatever. So at first, as it was told to me, the helicopter was called and there was confusion. It was called off, and then they came back. So once I was done with 911, I ran back, and within about 10 minutes after that, the whole ordeal at this point had taken about an hour, but uh, I heard the helicopter coming and went out onto the trail and got my headlamp blinking red, and the the helicopter came across the canyon kind of perpendicular, but I had my light shining right at them, and they saw it immediately and turned and came right at us. So I've got a great video, basically of Columbia getting lifted out. So, but they dropped the guy right down into this between these hills, and he and I walked up the trail, and he assessed Columbia's medical condition, and Spider and I picked him up basically, and he could barely walk, and we took him down just outside of the mouth of the cavern down onto the trail, and a helicopter came back over, and I'm going to try to insert that video here because it's pretty dramatic. We're holding him up, and the rotor wash is just all over us. We had Spider and I had put all of our packs kind of away, and because we knew everything would be blowing around. So we but still, sand got over everything, and it's just a lot of air moving. And the guy clipped them on and said, "That's good." So we backed off a little bit and watched them fly away. And they took them up pretty quickly and flew them off. Uh, pretty, uh, you know, adrenaline producing. You just, yeah, it was horrible to see anybody in pain, um, and knowing exactly what to do at the right time. Uh, and, you know, you always want to do the right thing, and you're hoping you are. But between the three of us, Spider, me, and Lizard, we really we did a good job, I think. I mean, we did the right thing. We did the best we could, and worked together, and it came out really well. So he was flown to the hospital. We continued on in the morning once it got light. By that time, it was about 4:30. Light was coming. We continued to hike. I took Columbia's pack and strapped it on the front of myself and carried his pack out. Um, I even got a trail name out of that. So Lizard was calling me Two Pack, which is pretty funny. But but yeah, we walked out and had some photo ops with the Vasquez Rocks and got the Serenity's Oasis. What a wonderful place! I mean, Epsom salt foot baths, laundry, a really well packed, super small resupply shed, but just has all the right stuff that we want. Showers. Uh, three of us camped on a little corner, and that had hammocks and nice table and everything. So what a wonderful place! Really great. I wish I could have maybe spent the extra day, uh, but oh boy, we went down to a place, the Cowboy Tavern, I think, for breakfast that day, and I had one of the biggest meals I think I've ever eaten, and didn't have much problem eating it either. Oh man, it was funny because Liz and I ordered the same thing, and the first plate came, and it was a big plate, and so we started eating, and then another plate came with like pancakes on it. We're like, oh god, all right, we're shoving everything aside, and then a minute goes by, and the waitress comes back in with a third plate, with toast and whatever, and oh my god, it was so funny eating that. But anyway, had some really good meals, and got my resupply box. So I've got a ton of food again. It weighs a lot, but it's really good. It's really good. I just had ramen with and added a bunch of dehydrated chicken that we had packaged up. My sister and my girlfriend before the trip, and it worked out really good. It's really delicious. So that's good. So we hit trail today. It's 6 days to Tehachapi. That's the next big resupply stop. In between there is a place called Hikertown. Super quirky, super odd, depending on who you talk to. Good, bad, ugly. Um, and that's 4 days. So 4 days to Hikertown, an additional two to Tehachapi, and and then more food. But today was easy, fairly easy day. Well, it wasn't easy actually. We just thought, oh, I'll just get an easy day, 13 miles, 12, 13 miles. But unfortunately, it was way up this hill, so we were climbing all day, and it was pretty hot. Um, but all well, all together. I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad our group is broken up. Columbia did come back to the Oasis, actually. They released him from the hospital. He's still actually in a lot of pain, but, you know, they discovered he had some slipped discs in his vertebrae, and that was causing all those shooting pains. So he's ambulatory, but barely, and unfortunately his hike is over. Uh, that happens a lot. Sometimes the injuries you sustain aren't, they're not acute. They're not from falls or breaks or whatever. Sometimes just uh, the constant movement does something. Who knows, But a lot of it's luck. So Spider and Lizard are stayed back at Oasis today for another day. They've got enough time. I had to get going to meet my schedule, so I missed them. Boo hoo. We had a good time, a lot of laughs. Um, Even in the tough parts of the trail, we could always kid around and joke around. So hopefully we can reform at some point. That would be nice. Um, but I walked today with a guy named Alex. It's funny if you look back at the very first video I did, like day 1A, I think I met a guy, first guy I met on trail, and I hiked with him today. He's a British guy. So, uh, and as usual, there's a bunch of people on trail. We came down after about I don't know, 12 miles or 11 miles or so. And there was a guy named Mando who hiked in 23 doing trail magic. Oh, it's so good. Had cheeseburgers and cookies and Pringles and soda and just, man, we love that stuff. So that's really it. Like I said, it's been a fun couple of days. I'm feeling good. Um, Really no Achilles pain today, now that I'm thinking about it. So I've got a good shoe tying method, and I'm not messing around with my socks anymore. So feeling feeling pretty decent. Coming into Agua Dulce, I had some quadriceps muscle pain, and it's amazing how you'll feel that pain and you'll think, oh, I've got a strain, I've got a pull, it's going to take a long time to heal. And then the next day, after good sleep and whatever, it's pretty much gone. So I hope, I'm kind of attributing that to all this protein I'm eating. I'm just always looking into the protein powders I have and making sure I'm using carbohydrates all throughout the day so that my body's got something easy to use. I weighed myself at the Oasis. They had a big scale, and I mean, I only had shorts on and my flip flops and a shirt, and it came out to be about 152, I think. So I don't think I've lost any weight on the trail. If I have, it's maybe a pound or two, and I don't really think I did. So I think that's really good. I think that's really good considering the energy output. So happy about that. Anyway, beautiful sunset tonight. We're cowboy camping under these power lines, which are crackling like sizzling bacon. It's a little creepy. It's a little weird. I don't know if it can. I wonder if it'll pick it up, this video. But I'm just gonna be quiet for a second and see if we can hear it. Did you hear that? Maybe not. Anyway, that's that's our white noise for the night. Good night, everybody.